you should understand is that the laws of life are non-biased. They operate without prejudice, they operate without favoritism, they operate straightforward, clear, without vague. That's what you should understand. And then I want you to know that for every action you take, there is an equal and opposite reaction. We know that because of the law of cause and effect. So for every action you take in any field whatsoever, in any endeavor, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Now that's what I want to talk to us about. Today we are going to talk about the law of reward. And now what does that entail exactly? Please pay attention and follow me really carefully. Is that there are some things in life that are not gifts. Many things, in fact, the good things of life are not gifts. Guess what they are? They are rewards for the actions you take and the decisions you make. Whatever you see around your life right now, 30% of it can be gift, fine. But then a huge number of those things you see right now are rewards, things you had to do something to get. That is what you should understand and apply in every aspect of your life. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction for it. Once you understand that, then you stop wishing, you stop guessing, you stop shadow boxing. Whenever you want something, you figure out how to get it and resolve to paying the price to get it, because it's going to only come to you as a reward for what you did. Stop wishing and just sitting around doing nothing. It won't come to you that way. Bearing that in mind, I want to bring you into the understanding of some few attributes in a person, in a human being, that life is actually compelled to reward. That is to say, life is helplessly compelled to rewarding anybody that has these attributes in him or her. The first attribute is the attribute of discipline. Discipline. Now, when I'm talking about discipline, I'm not talking about drawing your child close to beat. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about self-discipline. This is self-imposed on yourself. You don't need anybody to compel you. You don't need anybody to coerce you. You don't need anybody to indoctrinate you with it. But then it's something you do voluntarily and at your own volition. Self-discipline. Now, what's self-discipline? Self-discipline is your ability to do what you need to do when you need to do it, either you feel like it or not. So life is compelled to reward you to the extent to which you take action, even if you don't feel like taking that action. But then you do it. Why? Because you need to do it. Secondly, you do it at the right time you need to do it. Basically, even if you don't feel like it. Believe me, if you live your life in such a way, young man, if you read when you need to read, even if you don't feel like it, what happens is that information compounds. You find a relativity between informations you get from different times, different materials. You find the relativity between them, and then when you continue with that, you can actually get smarter and then be able to relate those information and make it enjoyable, even if it doesn't seem like that when you start on it. But you disciplining yourself to do it when you need to do it, even if you don't feel like it. If you feel like it, fine. If you don't feel like it, you still discipline yourself to do it. Self-imposed standards and obligations that is motivated by a desire that is greater than the alternative is the kind of discipline I'm talking about right now. So you impose standards and obligations on yourself, actions to be taken, decisions to be made, steps to be proceeded upon, not because you feel like it, but then you need to do it. And even if you don't feel like it, you still do it. Life is bound to reward you. It has no other way, no other runaway route. It has to reward you for your actions. The second thing you should pay mind to is consistency. Many people are wimps. Now, who is a wimp in this scenario is somebody that gives up on everything he or she tries. So people just try. They are always being innovative. Now, many things that people call innovation nowadays are actually novelties. So they are new things, they are the latest shiny things. They do things because, of course, their emotions are vacillating, oscillating from one direction to the other. They do it and follow the trend. The new shiny thing is in town, they do it. They are not consistent in doing anything. So they try something today, they quit, they don't get the results, they blame it on the old system. They say the system doesn't work, this business doesn't work. Everybody that is succeeding in it has to be a scam or a scum or something else. It doesn't work that way. You need to give it time to develop. There is nothing that happens by chance. There is no magic wand anywhere. Life functions by laws, and the extent to which you understand that is the extent to which you be consistent in applying those laws to yield results for your life. That's what you should understand. The third thing that life actually rewards is diligence. Now, diligence entails work. But here's the kicker. It entails working smartly. Somebody can be pushing a wheelbarrow, hustling from morning to night. But then, is that person working? Yes. Is that person struggling, exasperating strength? Yes. But is that person actually being rewarded maximally for the level of effort he or she is putting in terms of physical strength? The answer is no. Somebody can be in an office and simply by using a biro and a paper, he can siphon, or let me say, genuinely earn enormous amounts of money by simply working smarter instead of harder. So that's what diligence entails. Whatever you're doing right now, you need to stop. Stop it and figure out, am I working smarter or am I working hard, wishing that I will get better results? You can either carry a bucket or build a pipeline. I heard the story of two individuals that were given the contract to bring water to a certain village. One went ahead to employ people, actually smart, right? He employed people to carry water from a far distance to the village and supply to the villagers. The second one actually went away for about a year. Now guess what he was doing during that time? He designed a system that would bring unlimited flow of water from a particular destination to that village. The water there was cleaner, it was cheaper. People literally, this guy, to him he was making money. To him he had made it. To him he had a business structure. People were working for him. But then guess what happened? When this guy had actually finished designing his system within that period of 1 year, he brought his proposal to the village. He was being paid, he brought it in a lesser amount. So the guy using buckets was charging more, he charged less, and then the villagers tended to patronize him more, and then he was being rewarded more. His system took him 1 year to build, but guess what? It's paying him off big time. Nobody patronizes the guy with the bucket anymore. He was working with strength. Was he applying knowledge? Kind of. I mean, of course, he enclaved hands to assist him, but then that's not the point. The point here is it's better to delay and work smarter than to move fast and work harder. That's the third point. The fourth point is hard work. Yes, thing you need to consider. If you're going to get more than average results, then you have to do more than average work. Invest the time. When you're building up, don't pity yourself. Don't pity yourself. The results will speak for you at the end. But then when you're building up your life, especially as a young man, as a young woman, don't pity yourself. Away with that. Away with I don't want to stress myself, I'm too young for stress. Come on. I mean, if you don't do it now, the thing is you have to do it sometime. You have to pay a price sometime. Sooner rather than later is better. All right? So you do it now. Enjoy. Take in the inconveniences. You have to pass through the inconveniences if the conveniences are ever going to surface in your life. The inconveniences are always going to be there, but then if you run away from them, the results are bound not to come. So enjoy it. Work hard. Don't pity yourself. Don't whine. Don't lament. Don't blame. Don't criticize. Don't censure on anybody. Be intentional, knowing that for as long as I am working hard, working intelligently, being consistent, and ultimately being self-disciplined in what I'm doing, be it whatever. As a student, read hard. Read hard. The time is now. You're not going to have that chance forever. As an apprentice in a trade, study. Do what you ought to do when you need to do it. You don't have all the time. Time is going to move forward. The fact is 10 years from now, you're going to be 10 years older. Now, can the 10 years, now here's my question. Can the 10 years before, can 10 years ago, the person you were there, then 10 years before now, can it look up to the 10-year older version of you that is today and say, this is the person I wanted to be? Can it make that statement? Now the question is left for you for the answering. Now here's my point. What you need to do and make sure of is that from now henceforth, you make sure that the 10 years after from this point in time can actually, you can, from you being 10 years after from now, the 10 years version of you now should be able to say, at that time, this was the person I was actually aiming to be. Now that's only going to be possible if you pay the price. Remember what I said, life functions by reward. There are many things in life that are not gifts. A wise man puts it this way. He said, good things come to those who are patient, but only those things that have been left by those who hustle. Now, hustle not in the raw sense of the word. Hustle in terms of going after that which you want. Consistently, intentionally. Now, that's what you should understand.
We'd like to thank you specially for joining us on today's pathfinding session, and we hope to see you on the next session, because we promise it's going to be illuminating, life-changing, life-impacting, life-transforming. And I'd like you to like, subscribe, share on this. If you have something resonating in your mind, you can comment below so others can partake from your experience.